All right, Chicago Bear fans, Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace both fired, and they deserved it. Nice guys, I'm sure, but it's nothing personal. It's all about results on the field, and they just didn't get it done. So they got fired. Should have been fired sooner, but you know the Bears. They like to take their time with this kind of thing. So the one key word that we'll always remember with the Bears, Ryan Pace, Matt Nagy, George McCaskey, Ted Phillips is collaboration. They love to use that word. That was the word of the era of Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, the collaboration era. Everything was a collaboration. They collaborated together to lose a lot of games. They collaborated to have a terrible offense. And they collaborated not to win a playoff game. And now they have both collaborated to get fired. Now, as exciting as this is, I'm not excited. You want to know why? Because this is the Chicago Bears. This is what they do. They hire nice guys that they get along with, and it ends in the same disaster every single time. The one exception would be Lovey Smith. Lovey Smith, nice guy. They got along with him. He won some games, made it to the Super Bowl. In my opinion, terrible coaching in the Super Bowl cost them that Super Bowl. And eventually, he was fired. But other than that, it's been a complete fail in every way. And so, if Ted Phillips is still in his position, this tells me nothing's changed. If Ted Phillips gets fired, this tells me that something has changed. Adam Hodge, Adam Hogue, reported on Twitter that Ted Phillips is not going to be a part of the 1 p.m. Central Time Zoom press conference with George McCaskey. Now, this means two things. Either one, Ted Phillips is getting fired, which would be a real shock. Or two, Ted Phillips is already in the Bahamas enjoying his vacation. We'll find out 1 p.m. Central Time. So they're both fired. That's good to see, but I'm not excited because, like I say, who are they going to get as GM? Who will they get as coach? It'll be people that they get along with. They'll come up with a slogan, and then we'll hear it 100 times during the press conference. The new word of the day. They'll be nice to each other. They'll get along, have breakfast, and then they'll suck. Terrible draft picks, terrible coaching, no development of the players, and we'll be here again in 4 more years. 4 more years, George will announce they're fired, and then he'll look for some nice guys to get along with. And that's the big thing. Until George McCaskey decides that it's not about who is the nicest guy you get along with, but it's about who can win a Super Bowl. Until George McCaskey can get that in his head, the most important thing you want with a GM and a head coach is the belief in their ability that they can win a Super Bowl. I don't care if we would get along at breakfast. I don't care if we would be best of friends. I don't care if we could go golfing together and be buddies. I am your boss. You are my employee. I am paying you for a job. Win the Super Bowl. Go do that. I will do what I do as the owner, and you go do what you do as a GM and head coach. It's in your hands That way, there's no excuses if you don't get it done. And if you do get it done, congratulations, it's in your hands. But George McCaskey has not been able to do that. Can he do it? In my opinion, if Ted Phillips is fired, George McCaskey has hit rock bottom, and he just may get a GM and a head coach that he really doesn't get along with too well. It may happen. But if Ted Phillips is if he's still with the team, I will have zero hope that the Bears will get a head coach and GM who will lead us to a Super Bowl. If Ted Phillips is here, I'm telling you, they're going to get a nice guy to be a coach, a nice guy to be a GM that they can get along with. They'll get together and come up with a little catchphrase, and they'll laugh about it, give each other hugs, and then they'll talk about how they're going to try to make it to the playoffs one year and then lose. And then 4 years from now, they'll talk about how the offense sucked. The defense wasn't much better. Justin Fields didn't develop. And, yeah, here we are. And Justin Fields, either you believe he is a bust, he will be nothing, or you believe with the right offensive coordinator, with the right head coach, with the right development, he can be good enough to win a Super Bowl. I personally believe that Justin Fields, if he is coached correctly, if an offense is made around him to take advantage of what he does best, I believe if you get the weapons around him, he can win a Super Bowl. I think he can be that dynamic. And look no further than the Baltimore Ravens. A lot of credit, a ton of credit, has to go to the Ravens head coach, Jim Harbaugh's brother, John Harbaugh, and he built the offense around Lamar Jackson. He didn't tell Lamar Jackson, come in, run my offense. No. What can Lamar Jackson do best? Let's run an offense around what he does best. And they've enjoyed a lot of success with that. He became MVP doing that. That's what the Bears need. They need an offensive coordinator, a head coach to come in, tell you the vision. This is what I'm going to do for Justin Fields. This is how I'm going to put him in the best position to be his best. This is what I want to do. I want him to be the best he can be. I want the Bears to be the best they can be. I want to win Super Bowls. That's what I want. And here's how I'm going to do it. I'm telling you, when they go into the meeting with these guys, they need to give the vision clearly of what they're going to do from the very top to the very bottom to win the Super Bowl. And if they can't give that to you, tell them to leave. I wish I could be a part of the process. I would like to know, what are you going to do to win a Super Bowl? I want to look in their eyes. I want to see their reactions. But anyway, 1 p.m. Central Time, we have to watch this press conference, because if Ted Phillips is fired, I will be excited. If Ted Phillips is not fired, I will not be excited. We will find out at 1 p.m. Central Time. So join me then to find out, are the Bears serious, or is it the same old joke of a football team? Find out 1 p.m. Central Time.